This is a demonstration of the SmartDraft PConnect command, which is a PConnect tool found in the SmartDraft Suite, SmartDraft Survey, and sold individually as SmartDraft PConnect. This command is used to create 2D and 3D polylines to represent geographical shapes by connecting specific point descriptions. The points are always processed in ascending point number order. I'll demonstrate using PConnect on a Civil 3D drawing with point objects imported from field data. This is a small commercial site with a couple buildings, a parking area, some curb and gutter around the outside, some pedestrian ramps, some driveways, and some sidewalks. To start the command, we go to the PConnect panel on the SmartDraft ribbon, select this icon, or type PC at the command prompt. To use PConnect effectively, a description key style file has to be created. The description key style associates your company's standard descriptions with a CAD layer name. The description key style can be modified using the description key style manager, which will not be demonstrated during this video. Next, let's look at the point sources that PConnect can process. Drawing, so points in the drawing, those can be Civil 3D point objects. They can be Land Desktop points. When you're using AutoCAD, they can be SmartDraft point objects. In Land Desktop, if you select Drawing, only the points that have been imported into the drawing will be processed. If you select Project, all points in the project point database will be processed. You can also select an ASCII file in point number, northing, easting, elevation, and description format, either comma or space delimited, and SmartDraft can process that file. If all your points have been imported into a Civil 3D survey database, you can select this option, and then points that are in a survey database can be processed. Next, let's look at the draw options. You can either draw 2D polylines, 3D polylines, or if a Civil 3D survey database is selected, Civil 3D figures. Another important part of SmartDraft PConnect are the suffix codes added to point descriptors to instruct PConnect how to connect the points. There are 19 suffix codes at this time. The survey crew will need to learn some or all of these codes to effectively use PConnect. See the PConnect suffix codes video for more information on each suffix code. When drawing 2D polylines, all elevations are ignored. When drawing 3D polylines, additional options should be set. Since AutoCAD cannot draw true arcs in 3D polylines, those arcs are represented by small chord segments. In the draw options for 3D polylines, the user specifies the maximum mid-ordinate along the arc and or the maximum distance between vertices. All the 3D polylines can be drawn on a single layer by checking Use Single Layer and then specifying the layer. If you do not select Use Single Layer, the layer names in the description key file style will be used. Again, if Civil 3D database has been selected, you'll have the option to create Civil 3D figures. Let's look at those additional options. You can use the description key layers inside the figure prefix layer database inside Civil 3D. You can use a single layer. We're not going to draw any 3D features. We're just going to draw 2D polylines. So let's select all the descriptions. Pick points that are in the drawing as our point source, and let's process. There's about 629 points in this. It quickly processed the points and drew the line work on different layers per the description key style file and the suffix codes. Now let's take a closer look at some of the suffix codes and what they did. Let's look at the closed straight suffix code. Here you have going around ascending. It gets back to this number. that has a closed straight and a closed back to the first number of TC4. And let's look at the next one. Multiple descriptions. Here you have a curve representing the curb. TC, TC, top of curb, top of curb, top of curb. But right here, you have the ramp, also represented TC2 and ramp 1. So it starts here, comes around, and so you have multiple descriptors at these 2 points. Now let's look at some curve options. Here we're following this curve in numeric order from 1416. It hits a PC, which is a curve tangent. So this piece of segment and this segment are tangent. It hits the PT, so it goes back into tangent mode. Now it hits BC, which is best fit curve, but it goes actually through those points until it hits the next PT, stops, goes back to straight segments. Let's look at a driveway. Here we have a couple of different things that we're demonstrating. One point here has actually 3 codes. One for this little driveway apron, one for the gutter, and one for the curb. Also, in this one, we're demonstrating 2 descriptions with a recall. So if I come in here, start the driveway at 6, but recall a previous point, and go to 7, then it says terminate to 208. So we're actually using multiple descriptions, and some of them are using different description suffix codes. Now here we'll look at that back angle, where you're actually, let's say the instrument's set up over here somewhere off screen. It can't see this corner, so you're shooting a point coming in here. You shoot this point, you say, hey, this alcove is to the left 5.3 units. So it calculates this point turning a right angle. Then you shoot this point and say, I want to calculate this blind angle. So it goes, okay, right angle there, and calculates this point using the RA for right angle back and TN for turn angle in negative 5.3 units. Last but not least, let's look at some terminate description keys using the same unique numeric indicator on some parking lot striping. Here we have stripe 1 to stripe 1, but a T. So I can use stripe 1 to stripe 1 again, T. Stripe 1 to stripe 1, T. Stripe 1 to stripe 1, T. So because a terminate was added to each of the end of one of these stripes, I could use that unique number over again because it's saying terminate this STP1. The next time I use STP1, it knows it's a brand new STP1. This concludes our demonstration of the SmartDraft PConnect command on a commercial site. Thank you.